Club for Growth, another conservative think tank, wrote this about Governor Huckabee. The Club for Growth is adamant. They say he raised taxes 5 times, a gas tax increase in '99, cigarette tax hike, tax increases in '04, a tax on beer, a tax on nursing homes. That's a tough record to sell to a Republican audience in primaries.
Let's talk about your record as governor. The Conservative Club for Growth says about you, and let's put it up on the screen, Huckabee's substantial tax hikes far surpassed his modest tax cuts, with the average tax burden increasing by a whopping 47% over his tenure. Governor, you raised taxes on gasoline, you raised them on cigarettes, you even raised them on nursing home patients.
The Club for Growth, for example, they put out a statement on Thursday, and they've been going after you now for a while. They said, among other things, the Club for Growth PAC urges New Hampshire voters to reject Mike Huckabee and his big government policies next Tuesday. Republican voters should nominate a leader who will return the party to the principles of economic conservatism, not an economic liberal who wants to be the John Edwards of the Republican Party.
Club for Growth has run ads asking this question, saying, quote, there once was a governor from Hope, Arkansas, who raised taxes like there was no tomorrow. Who is that liberal tax and spend Arkansas governor? Bill Clinton? No, it's Mike Huckabee. So what has been your record on taxes in Arkansas?
Does Wall Street and the conservatives have a reason to be concerned about your tax and spend policies as the National Review and Club for Growth defines them?
Another conservative, Pat Toomey of the group, the Club for Growth, he wrote this in the National Review online, or at least he said this on Friday. He said, a Huckabee nomination, even as vice president, will make it impossible for the Republican Party to reclaim its brand of fiscal conservatism and limited government, without which it cannot be a majority party again. Huckabee makes no secret of his desire to turn the GOP leftward, calling himself a different kind of Republican, adopting protectionist positions and peppering his campaign speeches with the kind of class warfare rhetoric one expects to hear from John Edwards. Those are pretty strong words from Pat Toomey.
And the Club for Growth has come after you on that score, being a tax raiser to some extent as governor of Arkansas.
Alan talked about the Club for Growth. You talked about cutting taxes and balancing budgets. You know, what was the net result? You did support some tax increases, but some tax cuts.
Yeah,
Can you explain that?
Let me move to your record on taxes in Arkansas, which is also coming under a lot of scrutiny and great criticism from this group called the Club for Growth, which is now starting to run ads in Iowa about your record. Here's part of it.
Pat Toomey, who's been a critic of yours from the Club for Growth, which is a conservative organization, responding to what you told me Sunday on Late Edition. He put out a statement saying, on your tax record, sooner or later, Mike Huckabee is going to have to answer for his liberal tax and spend record, and humorous one-liners and half-truths won't cut it. The American people deserve honest answers, not a stand-up routine. And then he listed a whole bunch of taxes you increased while you were the governor. I'll put them up on the screen behind you if you want to take a look at that list, although I suspect you've seen that list before. First of all, is all that true? Did you increase sales tax, gas taxes, cigarette taxes, and all those other taxes as they claim?